Good evening. We are going to start our session tonight on giving your view or your opinion on Joan Poon's screensaver, and then we'll bring her on after. But I just want you to take a really good look at the screensaver. And Sean, you had just started sharing what you saw when you saw this screensaver.
Yeah, so I think that could be how, like, maybe your confidence level, or how you view yourself and your capabilities, like your capacity, what you're able to achieve. So,
Okay.
So I'm kind of looking at.
Okay. Anybody else? Deb Chambers says she can't see. Deb, you can, if you're on your phone, you can slide the pictures across, like on your phone. I think you can see everybody if you slide across on your phone. Anybody else have an iPhone that can explain that when you're on Zoom?
Yes, you do. You slide it across and it'll give you a better, you might have to go back and forth when there's bigger numbers, but right now I think you would get at least 6 people on it.
6
and you
people.
can switch
And
it
Deb,
back.
hopefully you can do that on your phone. So you can slide across and see.
Just flicking with your finger.
Yeah.
It's on the third screen. When you swipe, it's on the third and last screen.
Okay, there we go.
Excellent, thanks.
Okay, so Sean described Joan's screensaver the way he viewed it. Francis, I'd like you to look at Joan Poon's screensaver and tell me what you see or what message that's giving you.
Oh, the cat and the dog?
It's a cat and the lion, I think.
The
The
lion.
cat and the lion. I don't know. The cat is listening to the lion. The cat seems to be paying attention to the lion.
It's a
Okay.
mirror. It's a
It's
mirror.
a mirror. So the cat's looking in the mirror,
Oh, it's
and
a
when
mirror.
when the cat looks in the mirror, he sees a lion, or she sees a lion.
Oh, wow.
So what kind of message is that
Well,
giving us?
Very good self-esteem. High self-esteem.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of self-confidence and good self-esteem.
Mhm.
Redefining yourself.
Okay, Serena.
Oh, sorry, my internet sort of paused there for a moment. So I missed what Francis said, but that's okay. I think it's just, you may feel just sort of small and inferior at times, but really, if you could just look in the mirror and see really how superior and strong we can all be.
Very good. And Deb Chambers, I'm just going to read what you said. She said, "You're more powerful than you think." Okay, some good views. Anybody else?
I would say you were redefining yourself, because that's what you see yourself as, your projection of yourself, what you want to be. And yeah, it's look at this little guy. He's only a little timid little thing, and he's but then he looks at himself and said, "This is what I want to be, and I'm redefining myself." Yeah.
Excellent. Anybody else? Anybody else? So what else do you see when you see the kitten looking in the mirror and seeing a lion? Anybody else? There's a lot of depth behind this this picture, and I know Joan's gonna do a great job kind of giving us an explanation, but I know Yuli, you just got on. I'm not sure if you can see. Do you see Joan's screenshot?
Yes, I do.
Do you see the kitten looking in the mirror and looking at the lion?
Right.
Okay, so what kind of message is that giving you?
You don't have to be afraid who the other party is, because the kitten probably is thinking of ways he can attack, even though he realized the lion is more powerful. He's probably thinking of ways he can work around it, so he can still stand up to the lion.
It's a mirror, Lily.
Okay. Oh, so he's seen himself.
Yes.
So then what it's saying is, okay, I may be a kitten, but I see myself as strong as a lion.
Okay.
So I just wanted to add, a friend of mine, I was complaining about being short once, and a friend of mine said to me, "You're very tall inside."
Oh,
Yeah, somebody who knows me very well said, "You're very tall inside."
there
So,
you go. I
so
love
I
that.
think that, yeah, I think that's it. Like that kitten really has a lion inside, right?
Exactly.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's the character is that of a lion, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Fantastic. Oh, love it. Okay. I'm not sure if Cindy can, if you want to do something in the chat, Cindy, I don't know if you want to give your what you were thinking or.
Yeah, I'm just on my phone right now. So so it's not exactly like when I'm on my computer, but can you hear me? 'Cause I
Yeah.
just
Yes.
yeah, what I also think, and yeah, all of that, yeah, all those things came to mind. But I also think too, you know, when we're children, we don't have all this, I don't know, crap or garbage or weight or negativity that we take in on ourselves. And I think when we're children, we really do feel that we can, you know, we can be like bigger, right? As we grow, we're going to be bigger, or we are bigger, or we dream about being bigger. And but I think, yeah, we collect a lot of garbage along the way, that negativity. So so that's just one thing. Like, you know, if we can get rid of some of the negativity that we've pulled in on ourselves as we became adults, and be like the kitten and still have that dream and that goal and that image of ourselves.
I think we're getting close. We're getting closer. We're getting closer to this message. Jen, any thoughts? I know, Jen, you're thinking. I can see you. Yep, go ahead.
Twofold, the self-confidence thing came about, but also like self-reflection being a big thing. So kind of like just being bigger in the mirror, but self-reflection.
Yes.
Mhm.
Excellent.
According to Cindy's, I was just thinking to the innocence, right? It's a kitten, innocence that we think we can be that way, as opposed to an older cat. It's a kitten, right? An older cat might not see that, but the kitten, like they can conquer the world, kind of thing.
Excellent.
So many interpretations.
I like Deb's says it all. Like we are more powerful than we think we are, right?
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I think what you can do, you can, I don't know if Luz wants to say anything. Did you want to add anything, Luz, to this conversation?
I think for me, I'm a sleeping lion.
You're a sleeping lion.
That's nice.
That's good. No, you know what I have to say, Luz is a promoter under Eulalie, and she's been kind of I don't know, kind of thinking about the business for some time now, and I think you've made a decision, right?
One thing that I would say is I don't think that this picture.
Which I think is great. So I'm going to thank you. I want to thank you for joining us tonight, and I'm going to have Joan maybe take the screensaver off and maybe give us a summary on what this message.
I just that we're more powerful. How we see ourselves. Hold on. Yeah.
There you go.
In a kitten's body, you have that power of a lion, right? So we're more powerful than we appear to be, or we think we are. We tend to look at ourselves lesser than more. But this kitten has the confidence to think that he can be a lion. There is a story. I have to find the story one day. I won't give it justice right now. That Mary talked about a story about the kitten that chased a lion or something like that. But I'll have to find that story.
Yeah, maybe that could be a good opener maybe for our next session. But I just got this book that Joan recommended. Serena got us a few of them, Your Invisible Power. And when you brought that picture up, I just started. I've only read a couple of pages, Joan. I haven't even dove into the heart of it yet. But it's also how you visualize yourself. right? I mean,
Absolutely.
so, and how do you get to that feeling where you're building that confidence or feeling that confidence? And I really believe that personal growth and personal development and what you're reading on a daily basis and the words that you're saying every day, who you're talking to every day, the people you surround yourself around every day. I feel that these are the things that are going to give you that vision of you being that lion. And I think that's why it's so important for us to gather and get together on a regular basis, like we do every Tuesday, every Thursday, and Monday at the leadership calls. And these are the things that empower us to put that in that positive vibration. But I think it's very important that we practice that I guess train of thought or the words and just visualize and get better at visualizing. So I think I'll let you know how this book is going to help me. I've always been pretty good, but I have gotten away a little bit. So, you know, I don't want you to think that I'm perfect at all of this. I constantly need reminding. And, you know, when that popped up on Joan's message this morning on our rosary group, it just hit me. I'm like, we need to talk about this. Like, I need to talk about this. We need to get better at how we see ourselves and not having that self-doubt and just believe. Okay. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here together. You know, every Tuesday, every Thursday, you know, with or without guests at 8 o'clock or on the, you know, on the Discover More with Ashley and Whit. I mean, these are the things that build that excitement and that strength, so you have a stronger vision of where you're going, where you want to be, and who you want to bring with you. Okay. Oh, the name of the book, Your Invisible Power by Genevieve Behrend, Behrend. Your Invisible Power. And I think they're on Amazon for what were they, $5, I think?
Yeah. Yes.
So it's, yeah. Joan, maybe you want to share how you came across this book?
I'll just share one saying what about that we learned from Mary is don't let your current situation define who you are.
Mhm.
So important to not let what you're going through define that. So yeah. How I came across this book, it's a library we have. Gwen and I did a course on personal growth. We had a coach. It was an investment.
A 1-year course.
Oh, that course.
Yeah.
But totally worth it. I mean, the changes, you know, I don't read the books every day, but I remember little bits and pieces.
Right.
And it's been incredible. So this is one of the books, different areas, like this is the part about visualization, and that's huge. But we can do some of the others too. Anne and I can share some of the other.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe we can get together before the next session and put a little something together and give some homework and assignments together. That would be great. And you know what, when we're growing and we're building our business, Ashley today, or was it today? No, yesterday, shared this new little tracker that I thought was more important than any other tracker that we've done. And when I looked at this tracker, and you know, I look back January, February, March, April, May, okay, at the last 5 months of my business, I have done 3 and 30. Now, I haven't done that in years. I did that in the very beginning of my business 34 years ago. I was signing up 3 people every single month for many years. And then I got focused on building my team and working with my team and signing people up in my team. And I had amazing team sponsoring, but I'd gotten away from personal sponsoring. And I was doing 1 here, 1 there. Not that I was doing 0, but I wasn't focused on that 3 and 30. And when they had the incentive in place for us, I decided that I would make it a goal and focus. And when I looked at this daily method of operation that I actually put together, even though I haven't been keeping track, this is something that I do on a regular basis. So we're going to talk about these different steps individually. And I'm going to share with you my weak spots, my good spots, where I need to improve. And maybe you guys can start thinking about areas that you need to improve, because these are the basics on what's going to grow your business, retain customers, retain promoters, and just get stronger in your PV and your BV. And the bottom line, your income. Okay. So I engage in conversation almost every day with somebody somewhere. And there's some days where I might not leave the house. I'm not planning to leave the house because I'm doing paperwork. It's my catch-up day. But when my sister says to me, "Oh, we're all out of Duane's lactose-free milk," I go, "I'm going, I'll get it." Because it's an excuse for me to have a conversation with somebody outside of this home. Okay. So to have that engaging in a prospect, and it might not go anywhere. You might not bring up Neolife. It's just engaging in a conversation with the intent of somehow sharing what you do. Okay. So I'm going to start keeping a daily tracker, and I'm going to start keeping track of this. Okay. So I would really encourage you to do this. This is easy. When you're out and about, have a little day timer with you, book with you. And when you have a conversation with somebody, tick, 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 right? You can even keep this paper with you in your day timer. And just when you get in the car, before you drive anywhere, just, oh, I talked to this person, the gas station, I talked to this person, the grocery store, I talked to this person at the bank, just engaging in conversation. Because the more conversations you have, okay, with people, the higher ratio of you talking about what you do and what we have to offer. Okay. Does anybody make a conscious effort to talk to, just have conversations with people when you're out? Just starting a conversation, or do you kind of run in, buy your groceries with your head down, pay for your groceries and leave? Does anybody do that? Or are you getting better at actually starting conversations and just saying hi, complimenting? Serena.
There's a really good spot in the grocery store, and that is right by the pharmacy when people are picking up their medication.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because one day there was a fella asking the pharmacist about, he had acid reflux. Anyway, so he turned away and started walking away. And I just thought, I don't know. I just said, I can't remember exactly what I said at the time, but I just shared with him a little bit about how there can be other solutions than medication. And he didn't offer up his, his contact information or anything, but I was proud of myself for even just bringing it up. I tell you, it's a really good spot to meet people, because when they're picking up their medications, and I mean, not that I was standing back far enough, but I still hurt.
Yeah. So. And you know what? Just you sharing that you're getting bolder. You would not have done that a year ago.
No.
Right. So just that little bit of confidence that you've grown. Yeah. And it's funny you say that, because I actually did sign up somebody at the health food store at Zehrs that was looking at ingredients on soy milk, oat milk, rice milk. And we I asked her, I said, "Oh, are you looking for something? Because, these milk upsets your stomach." And that's it. We just had a conversation, met with her, did a one-on-one, and signed her up. If I hadn't said anything, I wouldn't have happened, right? You don't know where it's going to lead. And who knows, Serena, you might bump into that guy again somewhere else, and he might remember you, say, "Hey, remember when you asked me about," right? You just never know. Okay. Anybody else have intent? Yes, I know you're getting better at that too, Leonie.
Well, the other day, I like the vegetable section at No Frills. So the other day I was looking at the kale, and then this lady and I were looking, and said, "Oh my gosh, look at it." I said, "Wow." I said, "Kale's really expensive. Like the veggies are expensive." She goes, "Yeah, I know." And then we talked about the condition of it. And I looked at her cart and I said, wow, I see that you buy a lot of veggies. And that's how we started on talking. I think we spent about 15 minutes talking about everything. And I mean, she was so excited when I told her about, you know, about Neolife and stuff. And she's we exchanged phone numbers. And actually she was supposed to come on tonight, but she says she's got a wedding and, you know, to go to. And then she says, we'll have to connect and meet for coffee. So she's only been here for about a year. And yeah, my veggie section is a good place to be at.
There you go. Just
what I find.
connecting and starting conversations, and you never know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this
And, yeah,
tracker,
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say that, when we were in Orangeville, going out and about.
Yes.
And yes, I do try to, you know, just have conversations with people. Like you said, it may not go anywhere, but I was just walking around and I saw a lady and they looking at the shakes, protein shakes. And she was looking at, like, I think it was Vega or something, one of the vegan ones. And I just started by like, oh, do you like that? You know, and yeah. And she ended up giving me her information, and you know, we've been in touch. And yeah, just it's amazing actually how people will share with you their information. But and it might not go anywhere, but that's okay. You still practiced just starting conversation, and you may have made a difference in somebody's life by just being friendly with them. So
Yeah.
Thank you, Cindy. So engage a prospect in a conversation. So how many, just start keeping track of just people that you've talked to in a day. Okay. And you're going to see the reflection in your PV at the end of the month. When these numbers increase, you're going to see more club member signups, more promoter signups. You're going to add more customers to your list because you're adding more people, because you're starting more conversations. Okay. Follow up with a lead today. So you can meet these people, talk to these people, they can give you their number, but if you don't follow up, bad news. Okay. First of all, you've wasted your time. You've wasted their time, right? And what did you do it for? Why did you connect with that person? What was the reason? Right? To share more. So make sure you follow up and keep track of your follow-ups daily as well. And even, you know, I know some people are working long hours, but you know what? Now with text messaging, spend 5 minutes quickly texting, hey, just connecting, touching base. What did you think of the video that you just watched? Or, hey, how did you like that sample, you know, shake that I gave you? Like, you need to make sure you follow up. If you don't follow up with your prospects and with your leads, it's almost like you meet somebody, you talk to them, you ask for their information, and you never follow up with them. And they go, oh, I wonder what happened to that girl that I gave my number to, or, you know, she said she was going to send me some information. She did, but then I never heard from her again. Right? So make sure you keep track of the person that you've engaged with, people that you've given information to, and follow. I have a sheet, like a prospecting list, and I have one person per page in a binder from as I meet new people. So when I do follow up and have conversations, I write the date and what I sent them, or if they replied, if they didn't reply, you know, if I texted them, if I left a voice message. So it's really important that you have this little mini system of some kind. Okay. Okay. Engage someone in the success system today. So when you're looking at the success system, you know, you're looking at use the product, and share the opportunity, right? So that's the success system. So how many people have you shared that with? Okay, so keep track of these people. It's a little check mark, right? And just so you can see the activity. And this is really, really important. Check in with customers and or promoters today. I mean, I know most of you guys, most of my promoters, I check in on quite regularly, whether it be a phone call, text messages, and I see you guys on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is great. But also during the week, it's all really important to connect with your upline. And don't be afraid to reach out. Somebody said to me the other day, oh, I don't want to bother you. And it's more of a bother when you don't bother me. Okay, guys, it's really important that if you feel the need to reach out to your leader, your upline, don't feel like you're bothering. Because this is our lifeblood. This is our business. I love hearing from you guys. I remember Al, when I first signed up, I was calling him like probably 10, 15 times a day. I had so many questions. So many people were asking me. And you have to remember, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have internet. It was photocopies and faxes. And I kept apologizing and apologizing. And he says, Nada, I love hearing from you 100 times a day. And it was the best. It was like music to my ears. He goes, because when you're reaching out to me and asking me questions, I know that you're growing your business. Okay. Francis, you have your hand up. I know we had a conversation about this earlier today.
No, I actually have to leave. So
Okay.
that's why I just wanted to excuse myself.
That's okay.
I'm just going to be signing off.
Yeah, no worries. And we're recording. You've seen a good bulk of this already, and you can always watch the recording later. So thank you so much for joining us, Francis.
Okay, thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Bye. And it's interesting that Francis is signing off, because she was one of the conversations I had. And she said, Nada, she goes, I know you're doing all these in-homes. We've done one already in May, or in April and May, and we've got one more in June, but I have somebody that can't come on a Saturday, but I don't want to bug you again for another open house in June on a Sunday. I said, bug me. I said, that's not bugging me. I said, I want my team begging for in-homes and in open houses. And so she's all excited because she's got people that want to come on a Saturday. She's got people that want to come on a Sunday. And I said, no, that's great. She goes, oh, but I'm so worried that, I said, no, if I can't make it, I tell you I can't make it. If I have plans, I'll tell you. But she was so like afraid to ask me. And I thought, wow, no, when your team is looking at you as a leader, you make sure you let them know that you're welcoming them and excited to do presentations and in-homes and meetings for them. Okay. So check in with your customers and check in with your promoters. Now, the customers, I think, is really important, especially when you get somebody started early. Like I would say within the first 6 months of a customer, it's important they do hear from you quite regularly until they get into the routine and they know how to edit their orders, and they're consistent with their products. So just make sure that you do follow up within 24 to 48 hours of them first getting started, making sure they got their order okay, making sure they take the Vitality Pack with food or with the protein shake, not an empty stomach. Make sure that they did okay with that. Or if they're doing the weight loss system, make sure they've when they do start their detox, make sure you remind them that the day before your detox, make sure you do your text messages so you start getting it's so important that you're guiding them, because you have to remember, they don't know what you know. Okay, they forget things that you've told them. It's really important that you're on top of it. So keep track of how many follow-ups you do in a day. Okay, guys? This is going to be an interesting tracker. This tracker is I love it because it's simple. It's not a lot of things. And then, hey, when you see all these little ticks that start a new customer or start a new promoter, there's going to be a lot more ticks in that department. Okay. Did somebody have something to say? I thought I heard something, but I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. And this tracker should not intimidate people. It's not like a few of the other trackers that we've used in the past. It's actually quite simple. Any feedback? Anybody excited? I was excited when I saw this tracker, guys. Anybody excited? Yes. Yes, love this better than the others. Yeah, Cindy says it's better. It's simple. And these are the daily activities that will grow your business. Ashley nailed it.
Is it on the business builders? Like we print it off from there?
So she sent it in the messenger group, and it's supposed to be eventually in the back office, but it's not yet. So what I'll do is she sent it to me. It's printable in the messenger group. So I will send it
It's in business builders as well too.
Yeah, I'll send it in the business builder. Say that again, Joan?
I printed one from business builders.
Oh,
You
it's in
down-
the business builders. Okay, in the business builder group.
Okay, thank you.
Neolife Business Builders, and it's right there. Yeah. Scroll down, you'll see it's called Daily Method of Operation, DMO, capital D, capital M, capital O. You'll see it there. And she did say that we will get it into the back office, but it's not there yet. I messaged her quickly and she just emailed this to me. Yeah, you can definitely print this off and yeah, just have fun with it. It's almost like a little game. Almost like a little game. Who are you talking to? How many people do you follow up with? Right? And you know, it's interesting because when you hear Bob Proctor and you listen to some of these motivational speakers from the past and realtors, and they keep track how many people they talk to, how many houses they've shown, how many people come through an open house, and it's amazing how, you know, a lot of your successful business people they keep track of what they do on a daily basis. Okay, so if you're serious about growing your income and growing your PV, I think this is really going to be really helpful. Any other feedback? Don't be afraid. Share, talk.
I was just gonna say, this evening when you talked about approaching people, this evening I was in Costco and I failed to do it. I passed a lady who was looking at the stuff for your tummy troubles.
Yes.
And I looked at her and she put back whatever she was speaking.
Yeah.
And I told myself, Patience, talk to her, but I failed to do it.
You know what though, Patience? You know what's really good? You thought about it. You thought about it. So I bet you the next time you will, because I've been there. I've done that where I didn't. And I get home and I think, oh, I wish I would have. And then I make it that conscious note saying, nope, next time I'm going to. So you're that much closer to starting the conversation next time you're out and about. So don't worry about it. Honestly, like because you're starting to get into that mindset of wanting to, that's the first step. Okay.
Ooh.
So that's good, honestly, because that alone, it's huge. It is, because we're not comfortable with that. It's out of our comfort zone, right? But then the next time you're going to do it, and like I said, it might not go anywhere like it did with Serena, but then the next time, it just might. Okay, because I've had conversations with people, and they say, no, I'm really not interested. I said, well, thank you for listening. I really appreciate your time. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can start with something less intimidating instead of straight for the jugular, you know, for that specific thing, right? Find something you can comment about, or something you can help them with. Giving some value, I find helps. I find that works for me. So I was at a shoe store and I saw this guy, really huge smile, and he had this scarf on. And so I asked him where he was from. He's from Zimbabwe. And so we started chatting. So I started that conversation from his scarf, and then it led into Neolife. So I like to start small, not go into Neolife right away.
There you go.
Intimidating.
Yeah. And I know Heather joined us late. So Heather, I'm going to ask you a quick little question. When you're looking at Joan's screensaver, we started the conversation this evening with your perception on looking at this little kitten looking in the mirror. Can you see what the kitten is looking at when the kitten looks in the mirror?
Lion, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So can you maybe, we had a huge discussion around what we see when you look at that.
Right. Well, it's envisioning your future as what you want to grow into, you know, or being that more powerful. Yeah. You see yourself as the powerful presence and being able to achieve whatever it is. So you already see that when you look at yourself.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you. Yes, you just summarized it awesomely, if that's a word. Thank you. Yeah,
I
we
had
all,
something to add, on that tracker too. And
Yeah.
what you mentioned, Nada, that when you do engage a new person, that you start a page for them in your binder. So there's another way that you can just keep track of, like for the month, or just instead of a whole binder of all the new people, I still like using the 30-day tracker, this 30-day blitz tracker. So it's just 2 lines for each number on the month. And I find it's just handy. You know, who did I talk to today? There were a couple of people, and that way they don't get lost in the shuffle.
Right.
And then I remember to start them in the TNL app, and I make a new entry for them there.
excellent.
So yeah, but really important to not forget those brand new people, those new conversations that you just had, because you haven't had a lot of interaction with them yet. And so, it's really easy to go back and say, oh yeah, right, I talked to them on such and such a day. It was right there.
Yeah. Excellent. And again, just remember, not everybody will get started right away. It's just, that's the nature of the business, but continuing the conversation, following up, so important. Anybody else? Tips, feedback, experiences?
Just on your last point, Nada, that one of my recent members that I signed up, when I went back and I put her in the TNL app, and I noticed when it was that I had made her card out or whatever, I made a note of my first meeting with her. I think it was 4 years ago.
Wow.
And we kind of forgot. And then she came by my booth at the Country Living Show, and it was like a new person. And then I thought, well, I knew her. I've known her for a while, but it wasn't until I went back to my notes and I thought, yes, we actually did have a little conversation. I think I sent her some material like 4 years ago, but it's brand new. It's a new time in her life, new exposure. And she's now one of my members.
Yeah. That happens a lot in our businesses, guys. So especially once you've been around for a number of years, and Cindy's an expert in that department. I mean, she's signing up people from years that she met at shows years ago. So yeah, you just never know. So we have 2 hands up, Joan and Patience. I don't know if that's, did you have something to add, or is that just a high five?
So I think Jones was clapping hand.
Okay.
Heather's story just reminded me today, a friend of mine signed up in Uganda. I last saw her in maybe 2012. She knows me as Neo Life from when I joined in the 1990s.
Wow.
So, but recently she decided her mom needs a boost. I think her mom's CD4 count was low and she needed a boost in her immunity. So she contacted me. Then she went to the warehouse in Uganda and somebody was trying to sign her up, and she said, no, I know somebody called Patience. So she sent me a message and I called her, and today she went in and signed up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations. There you go. That's a perfect example of yeah, you just never know, timing in people's lives, right? Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, Serena.
I was just remembering, I was at the garden center, I think it was last fall, and the lady who was at the till, she went to move her arm up to do something, and she's like, oh, and like she could tell like she was in pain. So she told me that she was at a shower and she was playing this silly game at the shower, and somehow she tore something in her shoulder or something. So anyway, long story short, I ended up sharing with her about the salmon oil, and she ordered 2 bottles, and I did follow up with her, and she was really happy with it and saying that she had felt better. And then I bumped into her into the grocery store, And she ran over and gave me a great big hug. And she was so happy, you know, that she was feeling better. And yeah, I mean, she hasn't ordered anything else, but that's okay. But you know, she has my contact information now, and yeah, so it was nice, and she was so happy.
That's awesome. Thank you. Well, you know, I like to say that, or encourage you guys to book those in homes, book your open houses, reach out to your team, customers, happy customers, and to say, hey, would you host something in your home, and I'll come and I'll bring the smoothies, and we can sample some stuff with your friends and your family. It won't hurt to ask. It won't hurt to ask. Okay. And Serena's doing something very different. Do you want to share what you're doing, Serena? So we're doing something very different next Wednesday at the Tipsy Fox.
Sure. Well, we went to a women in business sort of networking event at the Tipsy Fox, which is a local restaurant. And so I said to Nada, do you think I could do something like this? But, you know, and invite new people to come, and I'll you know, cover the cost of some hors d'oeuvres, and if they want to come over dinner time. And so Nat and I went and spoke with the manager, and he said, oh, sure. And so we picked a date, and actually I'm just working, I don't know if you can see me, I'm kind of working at putting as we're talking here, getting my list together. And I've created an event that I'm going to share on Facebook or through Facebook. And yeah, so we'll see how it turns out.
And so what she's doing, she's hosting instead of having an open house in her home, she's gonna have an open house at the bar, but there's an area, a section where there's a TV, we can plug in our laptop and do a presentation. It's not busy on a weeknight there. And we're going to do smoothies and do the stations in the restaurant where people can come and try the skincare. But she's going to do this also for her customers as a thank you. To have her customers drop by. So this way it'd be a great opportunity for customers to upgrade to maybe using the skincare or the soaps, right? So we're going to do the LDC sample as well. So that's something we're going to try, and we'll let you know how it goes. I think it'd be fun.
I don't have to clean my house first.
That was the only reason why Serena didn't want to host another one. She didn't want to have to clean her house. Actually, people like going to like a restaurant, and if they know you're going to, you know, provide the appetizers, it's kind of enticing. You know, they have to buy their drink and everything, but hey, why not have one drink and they come for some free appetizers and hang out with some positive people. Excellent. All right. Well, I do want to thank you all for joining us tonight. And Joan and I are going to put our heads together, and we'll maybe put a session together around some of her key points in your invisible power, and how we visualize our how we have that vision, and how to make our visualization stronger, clearer, more positive. Yeah, I think it'll be a great training next Tuesday as well. So again, I want to thank you all for joining us, and hopefully I visualize some of you bringing some guests on at 8 o'clock. So have a great night. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Night.
Night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.